Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome to my Week 4 matchup for the Universal Pokemon League, the UPL. We are the Chicago Bibarels with our new logo up there, as you guys can see at the top, going up against the Kansas City Kartanas with their new logo over on the other side of the screen. Now, this match, really crazy on what my opponent brought. What we're bringing a physically defensive Gliscor to take on the Mega Charizard X, as well as just any other physical threats like Crobat, and he has a couple others like Landorus Incarnate, which he didn't bring. He didn't bring Wobbuffet, which can use Shadow Tag. Just a lot of huge threats on his team he didn't bring, and we brought a lot of stuff for them. Like I said, he had the Landorus Incarnate, which is like the only reason why I brought Mega Glalie, and he didn't bring the Wobbuffet. And yeah, a lot of stuff different. He just never used Gengar this season. I don't think he used Gengar, and I know for sure he didn't use Lilligant yet this season. And I think this might be Umbreon's first match that he brought it to. So a lot of stuff that he hasn't used yet, and so I don't really know what he likes to run. We're bringing a really cool Haxorus set this week, with a similar set to what we brought last week. It's like Earthquake, Outrage, Dragon Dance, and I believe Taunt. And we have the Dragonium Z on there for the Z Outrage just to hit something really hard. We have Cofagrigus, which can switch in on physically defensive hits, can burn things I really needed to try to burn, like Crobat as well as Landorus Incarnate if it came. We've got Mew, which can, I believe I had rocks on this Mew, and it was basically just a pivot Mew with rocks and to stop rocks with defog and stuff like that. Super offensive Mega Glalie to take on like Ice Shard with Oko at Landorus Incarnate, but just ice coverage in general just ruined his whole team. And then Aurora Veil, Alolan Ninetales. So we're just going to get into this match right here. Really good match overall, I would say. It came down to a lot of close plays, but let's just hit the play button right here. I did mess up on my nicknames a bit. You can see it says week 4 right there. That's what I do when I put them into the calculator, and apparently I messed up and didn't erase those. So he goes for Sludge Wave right here. My only check to it was my ground type to resist the poison type move. I just did not expect some of these Pokemon to show up, but he's going to go out into his Alolan Persian. I'm just going to roost off the damage. I didn't know what he wanted to go for there, and I figured roost was probably my best play. So right here, I just want to go for U-turn. I have nothing to really hit this thing, and I don't have rocks on my Gliscor, so figured just go for U-turn, get that damage off. Alolan Persian he uses really well, and I figured this is a good chance to get up my Aurora Veil. So he's actually going to show the Power Gem here. Does a good deal of damage. We're going to get the Aurora Veil off though, but our Alolan Ninetales is already looking really weakened. He's going to Parting Shot here, and this is really important. He goes out into his Gengar actually, and I'm going to click the Blizzard, and we're going to get the crit and kill. So obviously after the Parting Shot, it was not going to kill. Before the Parting Shot, it was a roll to kill that Gengar, but after the Parting Shot, there was no chance it was going to kill, and with the crit, we pick up the kill on the Gengar. So really unfortunate for Heyyy and the Kansas City Kartanas. He's going to go out in here. I figured I can't let him get up a free Dragon Dance. I'm just going to hit him with a Moonblast, see how much investment he has in defense. And he actually, I believe, had a little bit of investment because he took that Moonblast pretty well. And I just figured let him kill me here as long as I don't let him set up another one, because if he sets up another one, I have a really tough time taking him on. Go out into our physically defensive Gliscor. We go out here. I just click Earthquake. Easiest move we can do. If you wanted to go out in the Crobat, it was in a very good option. We're going to U-turn, and we get another critical hit. The Lilligant would have lived that, and I think I actually would have preferred Lilligant living that, just because I don't want to give him a free switch out into anything. But he goes out into Umbreon, and I did not prep that much for Umbreon. I forgot he even had it on his team. Umbreon was something I did not expect him to bring at all, because I have Alolan Ninetales and I have Infernape, and I just did not think this Pokemon was going to come. It turns out to be a physically defensive Umbreon. We can't two-shot it with Frustration. He puts out the Toxic on Mr. Freeze, and now I'm thinking if he's got Foul Play, we're going to get two-shot by this thing. I can't stay in, and so I got into Mew, and he just goes for the Wish right here. This Pokemon is going to be super hard for me to break down. I do have the Z move, which is like one of our only ways to kill it with Haxorus, so I have to make sure I'm careful around that. But I don't want to make the play out in the Haxorus just yet. I figure Mr. Freeze is kind of our most expendable Pokemon right now, although the priority is really nice with Ice Shard and stuff. We can turn it, we can switch into that. I wanted him just to Toxic at some point in this match so that he could get the Toxic back on him with my Mew, but he's just going to go for Foul Play right here. And as you can see, I just had no Foul Play switch-ins. After I lose Alolan Ninetales, it was impossible. I had all physically defensive Pokemon, or all physically attacking Pokemon except for Cofagrigus, and Cofagrigus is weak to Dark type. So I'm just going to U-turn out here. I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go out into Mr. Freeze one more time, and he goes for Wish. So we're going to be able to get him into range of a regular Outrage, so I don't have to Z Outrage and waste a Z move in case he does have Protect. He's going to go out into here, and he's actually going to waste his Wish and sack off his Alolan Persian. Didn't want his Umbreon to take that damage, I guess, but we're going to live that turn of Poison anyways, and we're going to come right out here, and we're going to hit this thing, put it down to 31%, which is in range of a regular Outrage from my Haxorus. Even a fully defensive Umbreon can't take it. So I'm going to go out in the Haxorus right here, and this is the play that matters. He just went for Wish. We haven't seen Protect on this Umbreon, but if he does have Protect, then our best play would be to Dragon Dance up on this. If we Dragon Dance up on it, it was around a 50-50. It was like a 60-40 roll in his favor that Foul Play would OHKO my Haxorus if he goes for Foul Play. But he has only shown 3 moves: Foul Play, Wish, and Toxic. So we haven't seen that 4th move, and I know that's Protect. I know for sure that he's running Protect on this thing, and I can't let it get that Wish up, because if I go for the Z move, or just if I go for regular Outrage right here and he Protects, then I'm forced to go to Outrage again, and Outrage won't be able to kill this thing. And then I might have a chance of getting confused and everything. I think my best play would have been to go for Outrage here, actually. If I click the Z move, it goes through the Protect, but he still gets his Wish, and then it's even worse of a position. And so I figured right here, his only play to really keep this Umbreon alive is to Protect. So I go for the Dragon Dance right here. This is the biggest play of the game. I go for the Dragon Dance, and he's going to go for Foul Play, predicting me to go for that Dragon Dance. And he gets the high roll and is able to kill this thing. Now, the match isn't over. Although I have very, very difficult ways to kill the Umbreon, it is possible. And the first way to do that is actually to just get rid of its leftovers. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to get rid of its leftovers. At least now this thing is a little bit less of a threat. I do a dumb thing right here. I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have tried to get this thing Toxic with my Mew, with like Synchronize and everything, but I burned it, and now we're just in a situation where I'm trying to fish for a special defense drop with Shadow Ball. At this point, the only thing that really wins me the game is Gliscor. Gliscor can take everything on except for this thing, so if I can just get this down low enough to the point where Gliscor can take it on, then I'll be fine. I think Gliscor does about 30% with Earthquake, so I have to just get it in a good range, and I'm just trying to make the plays right here. We really are on a bad side of the field right now. We're trying to make predictions, and I figured he's got to try to keep this thing around. We actually do beat Umbreon one-on-one with the taunt, but I kept trying to make predictions. I probably shouldn't have switched out too often, but he's going to go out into his Crobat right here. I figured I can take any hit from him. You know, just go, I believe I go for Roost right here. No, I go for Taunt. I didn't want him to be able to roost up on me. So I just go for Taunt right here, predicting him to go out, I believe. Or maybe I roost up. I'm not sure. The end of this game is like, it takes a ton of turns. So I actually do U-turn. I probably should have roosted. Or maybe I was taunted. I probably was taunted at that point. But at some point, I just need to kill this Crobat. Crobat is the only thing standing in between me and winning this game with Gliscor. Because he's faster than me. So I know Mew can kill this Crobat. I believe this is not the play. It's some point in this game. Yeah, he's actually going to switch out into Umbreon. I did not want him to get a free switch into Umbreon, but I do get my Stealth Rocks up because it is important to wear down the things that are coming in. But Umbreon is able to get a Wish every time it comes in for free, and so that's really annoying. I believe I go out into Malfoy once more. I know I can roost up. And there's no point of even trying to stop this thing from wishing because it's basically impossible. Actually, I don't roost up. I U-turn. Just try to get as much damage off on possible. I'm hoping it... Actually, I hope it Toxics here. That was my goal. And it didn't Toxic. If it would have Toxic, that would have been... Actually, never mind. It was burnt, so it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, just... It's a very hard stall game right now. At any point, I can try to kill that Crobat, and if I can kill Crobat, I win the game with Gliscor because he's faster than the Mega Charizard X and the Umbreon. So my whole game plan right now is to try to force that Crobat in at some point, and the only way to do that is to really stop Umbreon somehow. But it's just going to keep on getting those wishes up. We get something good. We get the special defense drop, which means that we can at least do something to this thing. We also have Pain Split, so we might be able to Pain Split on it. He actually is going to go out in the Crobat right here, and so our Pain Split's not going to do that much at all. but at least Crobat's now down to a really low percentage. I know he's going to want to roost right here, so I can go for plane split again, but I believe I switch out. I do switch out. And he actually goes for defog, wanting to get rid of the rocks. So I make a really bold prediction right here. He's a poison flying type. If he roosts, he loses the flying type, and we can hit him with Earthquake. Earthquake's going to do a good 80% to him, so he's actually going to go for the taunt right here. And actually on this play, I go for roost. On the next play, I predict him to go for roost, and I'm going to go for Earthquake. And we're going to do a good, like I said, like around 80%. Yeah, 88% to him. And so at this point, he could go for roost again, but I'm expecting him to switch out, so I believe I go for Earthquake again just because I want to get a little bit more damage out on him. And our taunt has now ended, so I can taunt this thing just so I can prevent it from going for wishes. And now this is really important. This is really important. We are now in a position where we can kill Umbreon. He is at 47%, which means that we can kill him in the next 2 turns with Earthquake plus burn damage if he stays in. If he tries to switch out into Crobat, we don't have rocks up, and Crobat is in the range of rocks. He's at 17%. He's in range of rocks, and we don't have our Mew out right now. Mew is able to take on Crobat, but Mew is not able to take on Umbreon. So my best play right here is to Earthquake. That's what I'm going to do, and he makes the play out into, or actually I U-turn. Because I know that U-turn plus U-turn from Mew, or U-turn from Crobat and U-turn plus Mew plus burn damage actually kills Umbreon. So I go out into here, predicting the roost. I go for Psychic. It's a 68 to 78% roll, I believe. I think 68 was the min roll, 78 was the high roll. It might have been 79. We go for the Psychic right here, and he lives on 1. If we kill Crobat right there, we win the game with Gliscor. Unfortunately, he lives on 1. That was our best chance to win this game. From here, my best play would be the Psychic. I know this 100%. My best play would be the Psychic. We would have won this game again. And instead, I made the prediction of him to go out into Umbreon. If we click Psychic there, we kill the Crobat. I just didn't want that Umbreon to get him for free. I shouldn't have played so greedy. I knew that my only way to win was to get rid of that Crobat. If I click Psychic there, we win the game, we kill the Crobat, and actually Gliscor is able to take on everything else. So, unfortunately, we just go into a huge stall war right here. This is really important as well. I was going to just start clicking through the end. Alright, so now we're in a position where he's going to taunt me. I can't roost up. I can't really do damage back to him anyways because U-turn's doing nothing. Mew's the only thing that can kill this Crobat. We need to get Mew in a spot to kill Crobat. He's going to go for Brave Bird here. We're at 70%. So I'm going to go for, I believe, no, I don't know what I go for, actually. At this point in the match, okay, so he goes for Brave Bird. He gets this. If we go for Psychic here, we kill him. I don't know why I didn't go for Psychic on that play. Actually, I'm trying to predict the Umbreon to come in. That's the only thing I can think of. So I'm trying to predict the Umbreon to come in at all these times because I was thinking I couldn't let Umbreon to come in. And I just really misplayed at the end of the game right here. I should have recognized that my only way to win was to kill Crobat, and he's going to get the crit on Mew again, and that really just solidifies the end of this match, because if he doesn't crit Mew again, then we would have been able to get the Psychic off on him. Like I said, he's at 78%, so we'd get him down to about 10%, and at that point, I would just have to constantly spam Earthquake, expecting him to roost up at some point, or even go out into Cofagrigus. And Cofagrigus could Will-O-Wisp him, which means I could take him on with Malfoy and actually win this game. But he's actually going to crit, and it just is payback. I mean, we crit him twice earlier in the match, and at this point, it's game over. There's no point of really trying to win this game. I'm just trying to predict him at some point to go out into Umbreon, and that was really the downfall of me in this match. We're going to end up losing this game 3-0. In this match, I needed to identify how I needed to win the game. The way for me to win this game was by killing the Crobat, and I thought it was more me killing the Umbreon because I didn't want Umbreon to be able to outstall my team. So in the future, I need to make sure that I identify my win conditions a lot better, because in this match, I actually could have won this game late game. Rewatching the match, I really realized that too, that I actually had a chance to win this game even till the very end because I was able to kill Umbreon one-on-one with my Gliscor. And that's just unfortunate. It was some misplays by me, and unfortunately we were unable to kill the Crobat. Some rolls didn't go our way, some crits didn't go our way, but the same way on his end. So just good match overall to the Kansas City Kartanas. He actually is undefeated. He goes to 4-0 after this game. We go to 2-2. Our differential is not looking too good, and our division is actually really good right now. He's 4-0, and then there's 4 of us that are 2-2, and then I believe 1 of us that's 3-1. So we're actually last place in our division, even though we are at 2-2. And in the other division, there's like a 0-4 team, a 1-3 team, a couple 2-2 teams, and I think the 3-1 team. So there might be 2 3-1 teams in the other division. But our next match is against the Charlotte Charizards, and they are very important for us to beat. If we don't really beat them, then playoffs are going to be looking very slim for us, even though we're only 5 weeks into the season, or 4 weeks into the season, going on to our 5th. Playoffs are not looking too good. So we definitely have to make sure that we play absolutely 100% on top of our game in our next game. Unfortunately, I just misplayed a little bit in this game, and it caused us to lose. But good game to Heyyy, and hopefully the Chicago Bibarels can move forward in their next couple of matches and really do some work in the UPL. So hopefully you guys did all enjoy this match. I'm actually trying to look at some trades that I might be able to do with Pokemon I'm not too comfortable with like Mew and Klefki and stuff like that. So that might be happening. You might see that in the next match or not. But other than that, guys, that is going to do it for this match. I did decide that I'm going to be doing post commentaries from now on. It's just really hard to focus in game on this one. I did a live commentary, and about halfway through I kind of gave up on it because I was trying to focus on the match. But hopefully you guys did all enjoy this video nonetheless. I'm out for now. Peace.